Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back from the brand's new video and I'm glad that I get to sit here and say that because today's video is finally back to Rangers things, ladies and gentlemen, as we were sprinkled some news as Rocky Boy comes in panting because it's absolutely scalding in the office. But again, there is some Rangers things to break down and discuss as the league fixtures have been released, aka the road to 56. Now though, before we do go ahead and dive in to the old Rangers fixtures and break down a couple of key things that I want to discuss about the upcoming season, I do want to take a wee brief second at the start of today's video to be cheap and be very, very cheeky because I love this channel, I love doing this with you, I love the community we've built here, and ladies and gentlemen, we are narrowing in on 50,000 subscribers. So as I haven't done it in 2 weeks, just a friendly wee reminder, if you enjoy the channel, if you want to help the channel out, please consider hitting that subscribe button. But now that I've got the YouTube things off my chest, I think it's time we actually get to the video and the reason we're all here. Transition. Now I should be sitting at the right hand side of the screen right now and you should be able to see the entire fixture list for the SPFL league season. If you don't, this is going to be very, very awkward to sit back and edit, but as you can see on your screen, that is the fixture list for the league campaign, and as the bottom of the screen says, it is all subject to change, but that's simply because of maybe cup runs or delays or anything like that. But that is 99.9% the schedule that we will have if we want to go ahead and end the season the way we ended the previous one, and that is league champions. And I think right at the start we're just going to jump right to the very first fixture because I want to speak about the 31st of July because for once it's no against Aberdeen. That's right, that old magical random generator for once has to flung Aberdeen our way, and of course now is a home game as we face Livingston on the 31st of July. And I'll just be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, the thought of that just gets me so damn happy because it's a home game to start off the season. That means you've had a pretty damn good campaign, and it's just going to be emotional seeing that flag getting raised, the champions flag, of course, seeing that lifted once again where it should be at home at Ibrox. It's going to be an incredible time, and that's probably when it will really start to set in, and hopefully there'll be fans in there because as you've seen in the Euros, as even Rocky's getting involved there in the video, fans have been allowed in, certain fans have been allowed in for this, and I'm just hoping there's an atmosphere there when that flag goes up because it'll be goosebumps no matter where you watch it. But with what the players had gave the season before, they deserve to have the fans in there cheering them on and that atmosphere that only we can create. Another thing that's worth mentioning as well, by the way, is the old dance partner in the very first game of the season, which is of course not Aberdeen and it's Livingston. But I think it's quite fitting that it's Livingston because let's not forget they were the only team in Scottish football to give us the respect that we deserve for the undefeated league campaign by giving us the guard of honour. So I can't have any complaints about the very first game. I can't wait for it. I wish I've got that wee remote for Click. Remember that movie Click with Adam Sandler where he can just fast forward? I would love to skip 46 days right into that bad boy, but unfortunately we can't do that just yet. But what we can do is move on to August, where of course we go away to Dundee United. We then have Ross County, but it's the Old Firm game that I want to talk about because isn't it ironic that the old randomised computer that sets up these fixtures has once again moved the Old Firm game a lot closer to the start of the season and actually put it in August, one of the earliest times it's been for a very long time now because it's at Old Ibrox. If you think back to last season where it was moved to the 11th match of the season to give it the best opportunity to try and get fans in the stadium at Parkhead back then, by the old machine's back to working normally now and has a early Old Firm. Weird that. I just wanted to mention it. Actually, hold on. I just want to check something here. I didn't see Kilmarnock. Anyway, where are they? Oh, weird that. Oh, that's right. They got relegated, didn't they? Aye, they got put down there. Bye-bye, Kilmarnock. Honestly, Chips, the fact that we've even turned that meme round and slapped that back at people has really made the last 12 months in terms of football and sense absolutely glorious. And speaking of glorious as well, you're looking at the fixtures there and we are down 2 plastic parks, and I think that is important to mention. And despite the wee jokes and all that to the Kilmarnock fans who had a lot to say when they beat us and everything like that and have hurt us on the old channel over the last couple of seasons, we put that to one side. Talking about actual football and perspective, Hamilton and Kilmarnock have left the league. There is only one plastic park now, and that is of course Livingston, who have got a lot of praise, and I think they're a classy outfit, but they've not got a classy park. And something that is worth mentioning now, that there is only one plastic park in the top flight of Scottish football, the chairmans, everybody could put forward a motion now to vote plastic parks out of this league. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we never really get an avenue to break down that, but I genuinely think that should be something that is put forward, and I just wanted to know your opinions on it. Is this the time now, before any of them come back up or anything like that, and stop the potential motion, because if there's a certain amount in there, they can't change it? But with there only being one, do you think the club should come together and get rid of plastic parks? Because to me, it's a no-brainer. For me, it improves the football. I mean, you look at the team down south, was it Sutton? They got promoted into their league, and the first thing they had to do was rip up the park, because there's no plastic parks being allowed in that lower tier of English football. This is the top flight of Scottish football. We're trying to grow our brand. We're trying to grow our league, and to stop people from saying it's tin pot. I think now is the time that we say bye-bye to all plastic parks in the league. What do you think? And as we kind of mentioned, the relegated teams obviously been Kilmarnock and Hamilton. We obviously have Dundee, who we'll speak about in the next couple of minutes. But of course, Hearts, who went ahead and won the championship. And Hearts have always been our kind of bogey side recently. So I'm really looking forward to that game in October at home at Ibrox to set a new trend, get it going in another direction. So I'm looking forward to that game as well. Something else we of course need to mention is the old December fixtures, which is usually the do or die for any team that wants to go ahead and win the league. You look at it, if you come through December with a very good month, you usually are celebrating and are very, very happy. And we've got away to Hibernian, there's a home game versus Dundee, that'll certainly be spicy. Hopefully the wee Dundee chairman sitting there checking their spam folder, and we've got one of these on our way after taking all 3 points. Hearts, Dundee United, St Mirren, and then we end on the 29th of December with a game away at Aberdeen, and then that leads us into January, where of course we are going to be talking about the Old Firm before the return of the winter break, people. And I don't know how you feel, but given how last season went without the winter break, I'm not a fan of it actually being back in business. And I'll tell you something right now, if I dare see any mentions of us going to Dubai, I will grow even more grey hairs at the outside these right here, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, it's Craig Tara and a caravan for 2 weeks for these boys, and that's it. Nay, Dubai for nobody. But all joking and all that aside, the old winter break myth and the stuff that goes into that conversation, I'm not dreading it too much. I understand why people prefer it not being there, because having no winter break means we can't sit back and realise how well we're playing, and we could get in our own heads, because that's what we thought had happened over the last couple seasons before, obviously, the undefeated campaign. But if you look at last year, we were so far ahead for so long in the season that the same kind of mindset of sitting back and realising, oh wow, we are such a good position there, was actually longer than it would be if we had 2 weeks off in January. At least I think the mindset and the mentality of this Rangers team has changed. I think the players have matured. So the return of the winter break, despite it being good for wee jokes here or there, for me, there's nothing to worry about. The players showed last season that they can handle the pressure, and they won't bottle it with being that far in front and realising they're that far in front. And if I'm honest with you, that's kind of all I wanted to really say about the fixtures. I'm not one of these guys that breaks down every single fixture in the month and say, oh, that, we need to win that, we need to win that, we need to win that. We need to win every game. And one of my favourite all-time quotes from Steven Gerrard in a press conference when he was asked about how important the January fixtures were, he went, well, they're just as important as the December fixtures that everyone said we had to win. They were so important to the one after we won the first Old Firm, where it was on the next month, but we could build on it, and then it was the next again month, could we keep up the momentum? Every month matters. So all the fixtures are what they are, ladies and gentlemen, but I like the sort of look of them. I think the early Old Firm is going to be very interesting, because obviously across the city they've got a lot of work to be done there, and it being so early in the season, that means we could really lay a marker down for the season and put them under severe pressure very early, especially if we start the way we played the entire frickin' season almost. But I'm absolutely delighted with the fixtures. I can't wait. It's the fact that it's 46 days away now. Now that I've got a number, now I know the date, the game, I should say. It gets me very more excited. And of course, we've got Champions League qualifiers coming. We'll have pre-season friendly, so it won't be long till we're back doing Rangers things. But that's all we're going to be here to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. It was just about the Rangers fixtures. I wanted to ask you your opinions on the fixtures, what stands out to you. What do you think about the winter break, being back? Get your thoughts and opinions out there as we have finally some Rangers things to discuss. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if there is Rangers things that is worth talking about and is real and is not made up BS paper bollocks, we will talk about it right here on the channel, and hopefully we have something exciting to talk about very, very soon, just like today's video. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've been CJ92. That has been Rocky Boy Johnson. Take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye-bye.